Good afternoon. This is Carolyn A. Brent from caregiverstory.com, your why wait station across all ages. I've had the opportunity again to come and interview Mrs. Pat Fedina, and I got to tell you, I am so honored and so blessed to know her. She is the author of No Time to Grieve, and also she's the CEO of Care Managers of South Florida. And she is interviewing this beautiful young lady by the name of Maisha. And Maisha is going to share a testimony with us all. However, Miss Pat, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Carolyn.
So tell us about your organization, for those folks that's never heard of your organization.
Care Managers of South Florida, what we do, we advocate and facilitate for elderly and disabled adults. And we also give much needed support to family caregivers. We know how important it is for the elderly and the disabled adults to have the medical needs and the their personal needs and medical needs met. A lot of people just don't know where to begin to get help, to get assistance. We're also looking to partner with other organizations that can help these people.
I got to tell you, I love your organization. This is my second time here, and now you can't stop me from coming back because all the time I come, I meet so many of your beautiful volunteers. They're young, vivacious, and they love God, and they're givers. So tell us, introduce your guest or your new volunteer.
This is Maisha, and I was just telling her today, Maisha came all the way from Miami.
Now you got to tell us, where's Miami? Because a lot of people don't know around the world where Miami is.
Miami is about 45 minutes to an hour away from West Palm Beach. And she wasn't going to let anything stop her from getting here today.
Wow.
We won't go in depth, but she made some sacrifices to get here today. She was even lost, so I had to get in my car and go find her.
Oh my goodness.
And it was just such a joy, a blessing to meet her. Carolyn, I've been praying and asking God to send me the people and the resources to help me to get Care Managers of South Florida where He wants it to be. This is all about love.
Yes.
God is love. Jesus is love. And that's who we are. We are about love. When people see one of my volunteers or staff members or board members, I want them to see love. And that's what we're about. So if anyone want to come out and be a part of the love, you are so welcome.
So what are the age ranges with your volunteers?
Ages start at 14. But if the parents get involved, we would like to use children much younger. Because going into the nursing homes and the hospitals to visit people who don't get visitors, they would love to have the touch of a baby, the touch of a young child, a hug, a kiss. It's just so rewarding to see that.
And Pat, you shared with me earlier that high school and junior high school students, they get credit. Could you share with us what kind of credit you're talking about?
Yes, they can get their community service hours.
Oh.
Yes, and it's also looked very good for them to have these hours on their applications for employment. The employer get to see that you're willing to give your time freely, so they know you'll be a good worker when they give you a paycheck.
That's a great benefit. It's a huge benefit to be able to not only give back, but then to get back, to have something like that on your resume. So, Maisha, let's talk. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just here working on my music and trying to, take time, and better myself each day.
Okay, well, I'm going to let Miss Pat ask you some questions.
Okay. I'm a little nervous, but
that's okay. That's okay. Maisha, why did you pick Care Managers of South Florida, or did it pick you?
I think you guys picked me.
Oh, wow.
Yes, one of my volunteers, Mark, who also lives in Miami, catched the train here to West Palm Beach to volunteer, and he met Maisha on the train. So I'm gonna let her take it from there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I met Mark on the train, and he introduced me to Miss Pat, and we talked for a little bit, and I just felt the love from her, like the spirit. I know God guided me to her. And this is something that I've been doing for a while. I always give back. I love to talk to people. I love to just, be there for someone in need. And it's just strange how God guided me to her, and this is what she does. And she has a passion for it. And I don't really have a passion for it. I just do it naturally. So it's like I'm supposed to be here,
Well, you know what? That's passion.
That actually is a passion.
Yeah, that's passion.
It is?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
you have passion.
If you say.
Yes, when you do something that you enjoy doing,
Right.
and you don't even have to think about it,
Then
it
that's
is
a passion.
Yeah.
Well, then I learned something today.
Oh, wow. I love it.
Maisha actually called me one day when we first met. We did talk on the phone, three-way with Mark and Maisha and myself. And then one day she called me. She was actually out with the homeless and actually giving them food. Being a young woman, she has an 8-year-old daughter and a few other children.
Yeah, a 10-year-old.
10-year-old. So these are young people. They are parents, and they just need a little guidance. And I think God has brought them to me for the organization, but also for me personally, because I lost my oldest son, and I have my other son that's long distance. So I think he's bringing these youth into my life to not fill the void, but to give me that what I'm missing from not having my other son.
Right.
Well, I believe when you give of yourself, God gives us so much back until it overflows. And that is why God is blessing you, Pat, because several weeks ago I was at the dentist and I caught myself going to the dentist and then driving down 95 on my way home. And the Holy Spirit said, no, you're going north. You got to turn and go see Pat. And I surprised you and I showed up, and my contribution is to do these little short clips for you, because I want to share it with the world. Coming from, from a global standpoint, this is where everyone needs to start. We have to start by volunteering. And I'm volunteering right now. So those of you who are out there, volunteer, give of yourself. If you can't give of yourself, give of your finances. Share a donation. And I'm not talking about everything helps, but when you have money, God will give you more than what you're giving. So, it pressed down, shaken over, and abundantly. So, Patricia, any other questions you want to ask Maisha or share with Maisha? Or Maisha, do you want to share anything with us?
What I would want to say, because I know it's a lot of people out there, and when they hear the word volunteer, they get like, oh no, and because everybody, when they work, they want something for their work. But just know, when you volunteer, that's a special thing. You giving back. You doing this from the kindness of your heart without, wanting anything. There's so many blessings that's going to come your way. Just helping someone makes the world a better place, and you should know that. So next time you think about volunteer, think of it as a gift, because it is.